Hey everyone, this is Skylar. So recently one of my good friends on Facebook posted something that I thought was a little interesting. He said that we had an amazing speaker at our weekly Thursday night campus meeting yesterday. He used this video to help us see what he saw about where our Western society is moving. And then he links a YouTube link called Gender Identity. Can a 5'9" white guy be a 6'5" Chinese woman? And so I, of course, saw that and I was like, it's been a while since I've seen that video. Let's go ahead and give that an old watch-a-roo. And it was just as bad as I remember, except more so, because I now actually care about this a lot more. So I'm going to kind of go through the video and just kind of like give my thoughts. It's a man in the street style video, so I'm just going to be like watching the video, pause, give my thoughts on it, and then kind of continue watching the video. It should be fun. And just so you all know, I am a trans woman, so this is kind of important to me. And also, my friend who posted it, pretty cool guy. So let's go ahead and get into this.
There's been a lot of talk about identity lately, but how far does it go? And is it possible to be wrong? We went to the University of Washington to find out.
Are you aware of the debate happening in Washington State around the ability to access bathrooms, locker rooms, spas based on gender identity and gender expression?
So this is a fair question. Are you aware of it? Yeah, you should be. This is a fairly old video, so it's not like new news. But it's a fair question. Like, do you know about this? Are you aware of this happening? But man in the street style interviews is not the way to like get a general consensus about the way Western society is going. That's like, he polls like 4 people, maybe 5 during the whole video, and I've seen the videos. I'm kind of like cheating ahead a little bit here. They're all very polite, especially for like just on the spot interviews. It is interesting because not all trans people agree on everything in this. I have right and left leaning political trans friends, and while we all fairly well agree that bathrooms, it shouldn't matter. Like you're going in there to do your business and leave. Like locker rooms, on the other hand, that one's up for a little more debate because it's like, like if you're changing and stuff, like if people have different parts, some, like that I've seen a lot more discussion around, but bathrooms, like that's not a thing. All right, let's just keep going.
I think people should be able to have access to the facility.
I think bathrooms could and potentially should be gender neutral because there doesn't need to be a classification for differences.
Thank you. This guy's.
I think people definitely should have the ability to go into whichever locker room they want.
I feel like at least public universities should do their best to accommodate for those who do not have a specific gender identity.
Holy, who is that? All right, sorry. But that was a really well thought out response. Universities should do their best to, facilitate their students' needs. That was really well.
Whether you identify as male or female and whether your sex at birth is matching to that, you should be able to utilize the resources.
Okay, so this is the main problem with this guy. This whole video is what this lady just brings up. Sex at birth versus gender identity. Not the same thing, actually. I was assigned male at birth, but I'm a trans woman, so my gender identity is female or woman. I use the women's restroom, and I dress feminine, and I use she, her pronouns, and I use Skylar's fairly androgynous, but it's the female form of the spelling. So I present in everything that I can as feminine. So like socially, sexually, legally, whatever it is. I can't change my genetics to be cis, but for all intents and purposes, I'd be female, woman. And that's the problem with this guy, is that he's conflating the two things. He's saying like, if you're born this way, then if you're born with a penis, you are a man. And that's just not how gender works.
I told you that I was a woman.
Okay,
what would your response be?
Good for you. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fairly accepting.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I'll be like, what? Really?
I don't have a problem with it.
These people are.
I'd ask you how you came to that conclusion.
This guy is so. I love this guy's responses. They're very like. This guy has had his beliefs questioned, and he's like gone through this. He's like, I don't want to just say like one thing, but all those responses were fairly nice. Like if anyone said those to me, I'd be like, wow, thank you. Like that from accepting to like, wow, like nice to meet you. Like that's a nice response.
If I told you that I was Chinese, what would your response be?
So ethnicity is an interesting thing. So they're not the same.
If I told you that I was 7 years old, what would your response be?
If you feel 7 at heart, I'm young at heart. Please. Treat me like I'm 7.
I wouldn't believe that immediately.
I mean, I feel older than I normally am. Like all this
probably
homework
wouldn't believe it,
bearing down on me.
It
But
wouldn't really
I'm
bother me
still
that much to go
21.
out of my way and tell you no, you're
Almost
wrong. I'd just be like, oh, okay, he wants to be 7 years old.
Yeah, I mean, the last guy had a fairly good response there with, you know, like, oh, like, I don't really care. Like, I could tell you you're wrong, but it doesn't. Me, no skin off my nose.
So if I wanted to enroll in a first grade class, do you think I should be allowed to?
No, actually, you should not be able to, because we, as a society, decide who would get to go to that class, and you do not meet the qualifications that we have set. Not that you believe you are, but that we have set to attend that kind of class.
Probably not, I guess. I mean, unless you haven't completed first grade up to this point and for some reason need to do that now.
If that's where you feel like mentally you should be, then I feel like there are communities that would accept you for that.
These interviewers are so smart. She just said exactly, like, there are communities that are made for like older people to learn things that they might not know or they might not have learned at a younger age, and there are communities accepting of that.
I would say so long as you're not hindering society and you're not causing harm to other people. I feel like that
philosophy
should be an
major.
okay thing.
100% he's a philosophy major. I will bet money. I will not bet money. I don't have money to bet, but he is a philosophy major. He's not hurting others, and he's not hurting himself. Believe whatever you want to. The second your beliefs start to hurt you or others, we have problems.
Why?
Because you're not. No, I don't think you're 6'5".
Again. You are 6 feet 5 inches. No, because we've decided that a foot is like, 12 inches, and an inch is this much, and these are descriptive facts. So it would be an inaccurate description of you for you to say that, or for that to be true. You're not. It's not. It's a false statement. You can believe that. You can say that you are that, but it will not be a true statement. Saying that someone identifies as female, not a false statement, because if they do identify as female, then they do identify as female. And it doesn't matter if they were born with a penis or a vagina. If they identify as female,
Truly
then they
believed you're 6'5".
are.
I don't think it's harmful. I think it's fine if you believe that. It doesn't matter to me if you think you're taller than you are.
Because you're
So
not.
you'd be willing to tell
you're
me
not
I'm
6'5".
I wouldn't tell you you're wrong.
No, but I say that I don't think that you are.
I feel like that's not my
Yeah,
place.
I don't care if you want to
as
believe
like
you're
another
6'5".
human to say someone is
It wouldn't
wrong
be true,
or to draw lines or boundaries.
No, I mean, I wouldn't just go like, oh, you're wrong. Like, that's wrong to believe. Makes sense.
Exactly, it doesn't bother me. Why would I
Think about your height or
disagree?
anything.
So I can be a Chinese woman.
Can you be a Chinese woman?
You
What do you mean by Chinese? What do you mean by woman? Can you?
sure?
But I can't be a 6'5"
Definitely not.
Chinese
You can't be 6'5". Sorry.
Yes.
Just facts.
If you thoroughly debated me or explained why you felt that you were 6'5", I feel like I would be very open to saying that you're 6'5".
I love this
or
guy so
Chinese
much.
Or a woman.
Yeah, I would also agree with that. If you can convince me, if you can give me reasonable evidence and explanations as to why you claim all of those titles, if you could convince me, I would believe you, because that's what convincing me would do. But just in general, if you say you're a woman, I will be like, okay, cool. What pronouns do you prefer? You can't really be 6'5", because those are like a predetermined thing. Same with like the Chinese thing. Like, there are certain like things that we have defined based on factual, like objective things, like this and this and this. And then you have subjective things. Gender identity is subjective.
It shouldn't be hard to tell a 5'9" white guy that he's not a 6'5" Chinese woman.
Yeah, because you're not
Clearly
6'5".
he is. Why? What does that say about our culture?
If this video has told me anything about our culture, is that we have a lot of good, like, well thought out college students. Like, what college was that? I don't have money, but I will go there. But yeah, those were all really, like, well thought out responses. The one guy was just, gotta be very careful with my answers here, which was really good. I really appreciate that. But those were all very accepting. They were questioning, but not in an offensive way. They were very respectful. If that's society, I'm fine with that. I don't see any problems with having people that are like, oh, well, as long as you're not hurting yourself or others, live your life, enjoy, like, do what you want. That's fine with me.
And what does that say about our ability to answer the questions that actually are difficult?
If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. No, that's wrong. And that's the end. Awesome. Well, thanks for watching. Anyway, this has been Skylar. I'll be signing off. Cheers.